Arce.
Yo, 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
What's that ass up?
Charlamagne the guy.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday. Good morning. How y'all feel out there?
Good morning.
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here for another day to serve our beautiful listeners.
How y'all feeling? Jess, how you feeling, Jess?
I feel good. Yo, I got my daughter's ears pierced yesterday.
Hey.
Yo, her father almost died.
Oh,
it was crazy. We recorded it. I got the video. Yeah, he could not. He was like, nah, we can't wait till she won. I'm like, hell no. She ended up taking him out her ear. Yo, he could not sit there and do it. Like, it was sad. Like,
you don't want to watch your baby in pain, your little girl in pain?
You know, pierce some ears.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
I ain't get my daughter Madison pierced till she was a teenager. And my other girls don't have their ears pierced yet.
Damn, for real?
I can't sit through that while that lady give him the shot and all that. Nah, I can't sit through that. I can't do it.
Damn.
And
Don't go.
I didn't. Well,
Right.
nah.
How you gonna be holding up their
Nah,
beauty?
yeah, right.
Because you can't sit
I mean,
there.
they'll be all right. They'll get it when they're teenagers. So even when they do dance competition, they got to put the clip-ons and they hate it so bad.
Right,
But
because
when
they're not nobody's grandmother.
Still, but Madison got it as a teenager,
Like,
and they'll get it as a teenager.
That's what's up.
And then I don't want them to move and the hole be in different
Yeah,
places.
but that's why they tell you to hold the top of the baby forehead, you know, and then you hold the body. And
Did she cry a lot?
Nah, she screamed one time and then she cried for like a good 30 seconds and she was good. Chris was still mad for the rest of the day.
That's how I feel.
That's on him.
He wanted a fair one with the lady that did it, right? I'm sure.
Yep.
See?
Shout out to Keisha's at Claire's. At Claire's. But Keisha at Claire's, like, she did good.
And why is Claire's the only place that does it?
No, Banter does it. The place called La Vista does it. You got the stands in the mall that do it.
Everybody go to Claire's for some reason.
I don't know. That's where I went growing up. So I was like, you can go right to Claire's and you can get this nice diamond in your ear.
Well, it's understandable why Chris felt that way.
Yeah.
Nobody want to see their little baby in pain.
Not at all. Not at all.
Just coming here every day looking like she dressed in a spin-off of Power. Fur coats,
Somebody should
jewelry.
tell 50 Cent then. Damn.
It's a chinchilla, sir, not just any type of fur. It's a chinchilla,
Yo,
sir.
he called me Monet Tahadi yesterday. I know, yo.
All right, well, today on the show, we got Rashad and Troy from Earn Your Leisure. They'll be joining us this morning. They got a new book out.
Yes, their first book is called
You Deserve to Be Rich.
Master the Inner Game of Wealth and Claim Your Future. It actually comes out today. Today.
That's right.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking to them in a little bit. And then we got front page news. More going to be here. And happy birthday and salute to LL Cool J. Today is LL Cool J's birthday, the GOAT's birthday. So happy birthday to LL. It's also Slick Rick's birthday.
Ooh, another GOAT.
That's right.
Wow.
That's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now in some sports, last night NFL football, the Rams beat the Vikings 27-9. So
that was an upset.
Yep, the Rams move on. Also, we got to say, Tyson Fury announced that he's retiring from boxing. You know, he will retire at 34-2 and 1 tie.
I don't think
knockouts.
I don't think we take into consideration how much Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury took out of each other when they fought those 3 times. I mean, really, neither one of them has really been the same since those 3 wars that they fought in the ring.
right.
But salute to that warrior, Tyson Fury.
Absolutely. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Envy, Charlamagne, and Jess. Y'all doing all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's kick things off this morning talking international affairs. In the last days as president, Biden was reflecting on his work in foreign policy, and he spoke about how the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal is finally on the horizon after working with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Egyptian President El-Sisi, and the Emir of Qatar to seal the agreement. He also bragged about his work to free Americans detained abroad. Let's hear more from President Biden.
I've said many times, we're at an inflection point. The post-Cold War period is over. A new era has begun. And the war between Israel and Hamas, we're on the brink of a proposal that I laid out in detail months ago, finally coming to fruition. We brought home more than 75 Americans by last count. In some cases, it took months, even years of effort.
And when it comes to, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm happy to hear that. Would have really helped politically if, he would have got this done months before the election. But here we are.
Yeah, well, and when it comes to Russia's war in Ukraine, Biden added that U.S. has delivered aid and garnered the support of 50 other nations to support the assistance in Ukraine, adding that there is more to do. Now, meanwhile, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, he also says a breakthrough in ceasefire talks is on the horizon. The Secretary of State cautioned that Mohammed Sinwar could pull his support at any moment, though. He added that without going into detail, that the deal's framework is the same as President Biden presented last May, which included hostages released, a halt in fighting, and an influx in humanitarian assistance. Let's hear those comments from Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
We've been working on negotiating the final details, everything that has to go into implementation, and time and again, that's been delayed or derailed by some event. But now we're at a point, as I said, where we are closer than we've ever been. The ball is in Hamas's court, but it's very close, and we are very hopeful that we get it over the finish line, finally, after all this time.
Blinken.
You know, Morgan, when it comes to the Israel and Hamas ceasefire, I bet Trump is going to get all the credit for it, because I can't help but wonder how much Trump's saying all hell is going to break loose if the hostages don't return by the time he takes office. I wonder how much that helped to speed up the situation.
They had to play the part in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, ironically enough, it has been said that Trump, adding that he wants to see the deal before January 20th, was supposedly instrumental in the recent progress. So Blinken actually noted that, Antony Blinken, which is, he said that, now Trump's choice for, President-elect Trump's choice for Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff has been terrible partner in this whole deal, but he is making it clear that Trump wanting to see the deal before January 20th has been instrumental in progress in the negotiations. So, I mean, hey, whether we like it or not, we're headed into a new administration, and we want the best for, all the American people, right?
That's right. And not just wanting to see the deal. Just look at the choice of words. All hell will break out.
That's right.
If them hostages ain't released by the time I hit office. Okay, now when I get the catalog, don't make me show you how daddy ball. Okay.
Right. Speaking of getting in office, though, the inauguration is 6 days away. Senate confirmation hearings are set to get underway today for some of President-elect Trump's cabinet picks. So basically, that's the interview for various jobs to lead the different departments of the government. So here's the lineup. Doug Collins, a former Navy chaplain, to lead the Department of Veteran Affairs. They will also look more closely at a controversial pick, Fox News host and veteran Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense. Senator Mark Kelly, and an Arizona Democrat, told CBS's Face the Nation he has concerns about the nominee, while Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, a Wyoming Republican, said he has confidence in Hegseth. Let's hear from them.
We need a qualified individual in that job, and he just does not seem to have the qualifications.
He is very qualified, in my opinion. He has a distinguished record of service. As the whip, my job is to make sure they get across the finish line.
Any thoughts on those nominees so far? No? All right, moving on. So former North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum's confirmation hearing as presumptive Interior nominee has been pushed back over missing paperwork. Now, Republican chair of the Energy and Natural Resources Committee, Mike Lee, announced the delay to ensure transparency and uphold the integrity process. This comes as Lee was blamed for breaching protocol in holding a hearing before having the paperwork for New Mexico Senator Martin Heinrich. Now, on Wednesday, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem seeks to become Homeland Security Secretary. Former Congressman Sean Duffy is up for Secretary of Transportation, and fracking executive Chris Wright is up for Secretary of Energy. Florida Senator Marco Rubio is up for Secretary of State, along with Pam Bondi's hearing for Attorney General. Now, hearings for a long list of nominees will continue throughout the week, so we will continue to watch how our government will shape up as Trump as inauguration looms. Any thoughts? All right, well, that's your front page news for 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., we will check in on the West Coast and see what's happening with the wildfires.
All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. Call us up right now, 1-800-585-1051. You can vent, say whatever's on your mind. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up, wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Blythe.
Hey, good morning. Get it off your chest.
I just want to give a shout out to all the burn ICU nurses all across America.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends over the holidays was burned, and I just want to say thank you, and to all the burn survivors or burn victims or people that are not aware, they can go to www.Phoenix Society for Burn Survivors to get more information, because I just want to alert everybody that is not aware that that's a long recovery for people that are not aware of what burn victims go through. And my heart just goes out to those people, because the process is hard.
Yeah.
And if you have not been through it, you just don't know. And people say, if it was me, this is what I would do. And I hate that statement. Because if it was you, you don't know what you would do. And you don't know what you would do if that was your family member.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for that person that's in my life, they don't have a lot of resources. And if I could just put my Cash App out, because I just want to say thank you, because those nurses are amazing. To the Burn and Plastic Clinic, it's crazy, because the surgeries, I mean, these people have to go through surgeries. There's only so many burn clinics for burn survivors. There's like 4 major clinics for each coast. So people fly in for these surgeries and for burn survivors. And this is crazy.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for your friend. You want to put your Cash App? Put your Cash App out there.
$LYSH capital M.
Okay.
I just still want to say thank you to all the burn ICU nurses across America.
All righty, now we be praying for your friend, Mama.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm dialing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm dialing. I'm calling you.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Nicole.
And Nicole, get it off your chest.
We know we need to pray for the individuals in California and the family. But I want to get off my chest. They need to do something about the grocery prices in the grocery stores. That's what they need to do something about.
Oh, I agree. I mean, but you know, that's the thing about government. Government has a lot of different issues to tackle at one time.
Right.
You know, and
Yes,
and hopefully behind the scenes they are. You know, that's why you got so many different departments doing different things.
Yes, sir. But that's the only thing I want to get off my chest. Other than that, I'm very happy with myself and the way things are going. I mean, some other stuff you just can't do nothing about. You might as well just be happy.
All right,
that's
Mama.
right.
Thank you.
She is not wrong, and that's the thing that we all need to remember this year: the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Mika.
Hey, Mika. Good morning. Get it off your chest.
I've been trying to get through for like a year or whatever. But I just want to tell Charlamagne, he is so handsome. Oh, my God.
Come on now. Tell
blind.
me more.
She blind.
Finally, somebody call up here with some damn sense.
She blind.
Yes, Charlamagne, like, you are just so, I mean, you're chocolate like me. And you are just like a god, like Adonis.
Tell me more.
You blind.
Thank you. Look, you know what?
Yeah.
All praises due to you, man. Okay? All right?
Hey, Andy. Hey, Jess.
Hey, boo, what's up?
The blessings God is going to bestow upon you because you have vision.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you can see, man.
She can't.
Yes, and I'm from Florida, so you already know.
That's why.
She ain't
Yeah,
even in the
okay.
right mind.
Yeah, you ain't even in your right mind.
Florida's an
We'll be
amazing
praying
place.
for you, sister.
Yeah, we praying for you, sis. You have a good one.
Y'all too. Thank you.
She from Florida and she
She
blind.
ain't even mind. Y'all too, baby. Thank you.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, Envy, you know the vibes. It's Mello. What's the word?
Mello, what's up, Mello? Yo, Mello, what's going on in New York? You got Cam going at Jim going back at Cam. What's going on, Mello?
I'm not even going to hold you. We sit with Cam. Because respectfully, you can see 1,001 videos. Yo, Mace taught me how to rap. Yo, Jim Jones. As a matter of fact, this is the perfect segue. Because I had a problem, respectfully, this week. First off, before I get into that, good morning, Jess. How you doing, baby?
Good morning, Mello. I'm good, boo.
How you doing? Uncle Charlotte, how you feeling?
Peace, King. Now, I want that sexy, sultry voice you gave Jess.
Come on, yo.
Say, Uncle Charlotte, how you feeling?
What you're not gonna do is do that. You don't talk to a grown ass man like that. But yeah, we sit with Cam because I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like older people, no disrespect, Uncle Charlotte, but no older people, I feel like y'all have lost the sense of decorum.
Like, don't put me in that.
Nah, you 46. You greater than or equal to 50.
Oh, no,
like,
no, I'm a grown man, but I got decorum. I know how to carry myself like a grown man. I act like a grown man.
First off, didn't you smell the chair after Jennifer Lopez left the interview?
That was 12 years ago. That was 12 years ago.
My whole thing is this. Why do older people wait until younger people start stomping to give out important information that's nobody's business? Like, why do you wait for a picture to go? Why do you wait for a picture to go viral to tell me my auntie Gloria in the hospital? Like, can we investigate that? Like, this really pisses me off. And then another thing, like, why do older men like feel so bold threatening younger women? Like, talking about, yo, girl, you walk like that one more time, I might you. Like, what type of threat is that, older sir? Like, can you tell?
That ain't an older man thing now. Yeah, young boys do that too. We just was having this conversation last week.
I ain't never hear that come from a young nigga. I ain't never.
But I'm saying young boy, men.
You heard that from an older person, didn't you, Jess?
Absolutely,
you heard that from Chico 3 times, didn't you?
Yeah, they say things like that.
How old is Chico? Chico ain't old, is he?
Chico
ain't 40
Oh,
yet.
no, he like 56.
No,
Chico ain't that old, man.
He looking at his hair. That's how he.
His hairline about that
I'm
age, but
looking
Chico
at-
ain't that old, man.
Yeah, Chico like 30.
His hair look like DJ Envy beard like oil.
All right.
Yeah,
You know what,
Chico 37. He'll be 38 next month.
Chico and Carlos Miller do act like they 20 years older than they are.
Well, Carlos older.
Carlos is not 56.
He in his 40s.
Oh.
Yeah, Chico
Why you say
37.
old like that?
Because I know.
Carlos definitely in his 40s.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got Jess With The Mess coming up. What we talking about?
Yo, this New York beef is making me sad, yo. I don't know whether, to pick Jim or Cam. I don't know. I got a crush on Jim, so I'm riding with Jim, but I don't know. We're going to get into it. I'm sad.
It's weird, but we'll discuss when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shift.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
Yo, I'm extremely sad about the beef. I don't know if it's just the New York-ish that got me like, what? I don't know if this is how niggas beef in New York, but the Jim and Cam thing is crazy. And Lauren, I got some questions about it. I really do. I know it's like backstory and all that, but for Cam, in my opinion, he acting like he ain't never had nothing to do with Jim at all.
Yeah.
Like
it made me sad, and I know that people were like, "Oh, they've been doing this. It's not the first time." But me as a fan, it made me sad. But there's a lot to it. So Kim yesterday came back to It Is What It Is, which is a show with Mace and Treasure Wilson, and people have been waiting for him to respond, and boy, did he respond. First of all, he sets the scene. Mace is eating popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
So you already know that
He's
it's
about to
about
watch
to go
a movie.
down.
Yep.
You already know it's about to go down. And Cam is like, listen, I want to get into this first before we get to anything else. Because Treasure Wilson's like, y'all want to go sports? Y'all want to go what the people been saying? He's like, nah, let's get this out the way. Let's clear the air, right? So as he opens up and starts to talk about it, the first thing he says is like, let's set the record straight. Jim Jones is not even from Harlem, right?
Damn.
And that stuck to the point where, like, even Wikipedia, if you look up Jim Jones right now, go on Wikipedia, they have his location where he's from as the Bronx, which is crazy because, Jim's a Harlem guy. He got the song moving right now, Harlem.
So how you not from Harlem, though?
I mean, I don't know where anybody's from.
Is that confirmed?
I don't know where anybody is from. I'm just,
I don't know. I'm
reiterating.
They all got Harlem World tattoos, though. So if you knew he wasn't from Harlem back then, why did you let him get the tattoo?
back then?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not from Harlem, but they said he was from the Bronx, but he stayed at his grandmother's house in Harlem.
And Cam said that. He said your grandmother's house. Yes, your grandmother's house was in the Bronx, and you was there. But basically, the whole point of the opening of what Cam was saying is like you really weren't around. We brought you around. He went through a bunch of different freestyles from back from 95. And was like, yo, Jim, where you at? Like, you really were not around. We brought you around. And what hurt my heart the most, I was like, the first, real shot he took, he called Jim Jones a fan. Let's take a listen.
I never needed nowhere to stay. You act like on your couch. You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan. We didn't go out with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpson's on 142nd Cross Square. D. Fergo number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem? From Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. You were fanned out and you begged to come to your house after you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in.
Oh, that's not like us on a different level.
I mean, and it's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, but it's crazy because right now, like I said, Jim Jones got that song, Harlem. Like he's literally taking shots at that as well too, because the song is all about him saying multiple times, "I'm from Harlem," and I think a lot of it is just like, because when Jim sat down with Justin LeBoy, which is what this response is in response to.
That's why people need to stop sitting with Justin LeBoy.
Don't do my boy like that. Don't do my boy like that. Because honestly, I'm not even going to hold y'all. Like, that interview started everything, but Justin LeBoy was asking questions that people wanted to know. And
he was. Salute to Justin.
Yeah, and he's from New York, so he's like, yo, I grew up wondering all of this stuff. And he just got the backstory on a lot of it, and it started all this. But, like, the point that he's trying to make, because Jim Jones, when he talked to Justin LeBoy, was like, basically, like, you know, the Dipset motion came from me. They didn't take care of me, but it came from me. And I was around, and it got to a point where they act like I wasn't, so I had to do what was best for me. When we was talking about the performance he did with 50 Cent back in 2007 when Cam and 50 was beefing. Cameron also responded to that. Let's take a listen.
This all started because I asked 50 Cent a question. Cool. I thought it was cool to ask 50. The happened 20 years ago, however many years ago. I thought it was all good. I had no problem thinking, okay, he tricked out their spot, came to the spot. I know 50 said it. Well, I thought it was funny when he said that. But I didn't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every that put hands on you. But I see the pattern now. If don't agree to disagree with you and don't want to take it that route because they got some genuine love for you, you keep going on and on and on. Every that put hands on you and you get to altercation, you cool with them.
Y'all, that's nasty work.
Nah, there's no coming back from that.
And okay, so we just have that clip, but to follow what he said, after that, Cam then started to break down all these different beefs that he says that Jim had, that a lot of people know about, some of them. For instance, his issue with Mendices, and he like, yo, it wasn't even that Mendices put hands on you. Gunshots was let off there. And now y'all sitting down, y'all homies, y'all cool. French Montana, you tried to run him out of rap, you tried to run him out of New York, and then you went to a movie premiere where, French Montana was making fun of you in the movie, and you sitting there watching the movie. He talked about Mano, Mano and Jim got Lobby Boys, and they did the whole project, and he like, yo, there was one time where you tried to press Mano because of that freestyle Mano did when he was mentioning all the rappers, and Mano had to remind you, like, I'm not one of them, but now y'all homies. But when I try to agree to disagree because I got love for you, you keep poking the bear, and I'm confused because I got real love for you, but everybody else, it's fair. But when I sit down with somebody that I've been able to make up with, now you got an issue with it, and you throwing shots and you taking jabs, and the jabs didn't even just come at him, they were at Mace as well too. So let's take a listen to that one.
He said they ain't got that one.
Oh, we do have it. It's audio too. Mace the rap.
You was so cool, and we was like, yo, Jomo's a nice guy. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to rap. Literally. He taught you how to rap. You say it. Matter of fact, bring up the clip.
Mace helped me learn how to rap. Mace taught me how to rap. Mace actually showed me, he was the first person to show me how to rap. Mace actually sat me down and showed me the magic to rap.
You're not a compilation of Mace.
The internet did that, and they grabbed that from the internet. But when we come back, we gotta, because I do want to hear y'all thoughts on this. For me, it broke my heart as a Dipset fan. I'm like, dang, even though they do this all the time, it's like, that shit, man.
Yeah, I had a whole crush on Jim Jones. I ain't gonna lie. I'm standing behind him. Actually, nah, because I ain't trying to get hit.
I'm just shocked they ain't smoothed all these issues over after all of these years. Like, this is not even the first time that we've heard this.
You could tell it's always been a problem.
But trying to prove that another grown man is really a bitch is wild.
Oh, no. It got real bad. It got real bad. We got more. We got more audio. It got real bad. We're going to have to come back.
That's the New York. But see, what Dipset and the Diplomats was Cameron. That was Cameron. So Cameron and Jewels were the rappers, right?
It wasn't just Cameron.
Well, let me finish what I'm saying.
It was Freaky.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Cameron and Jewels were the rappers. Freaky Zeke and Jim Jones was the muscle. Right? That's what it was. If you
Right.
say something about Cam, Jim Jones is popping up at the radio station
Right.
with 30 people outside. That's how it was. Jim started to rap after that. But Diplomats was all of those four brothers. But Cam was the rapper. Jewels was the rapper. Jim started to rap late. Jim was more the muscle. Jim was the one
Yeah.
that was outside. He was the one that was getting the troops.
The goon,
He was the
like,
one
the
getting the goon.
soldier.
So that was Diplomats. That's
Very
how that
important.
whole thing was very important. He was the one that was running around in the clubs, not just the bougie clubs, the dirty clubs, the
Right.
dirty strip clubs with that flag, making DJs play it. And if anybody violated, he was the one that was sending
Moving
the
the
goons.
movement.
And that's how the Diplomats thing started.
So it's strange. So it's strange to hear Cam act like it wasn't real.
Come at this man.
Bro.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
wild. That's the part that I'm not like really.
And that's
messing
why I
with.
think it broke my heart. I know we gotta they wrapping us up, but in the next hour I want to play a clip to your point, Envy, of Jim being the muscle from, you know what I mean, like what you understand.
Him and Big Joe. Big Joe was the security back in the day. They used to run to the radio stations, the clubs. They were the ones that were running around New York City.
Cam even was like, nah, that wasn't true. That's not it. Let's tell the real stories about what happened when people really ran down on us. And we're gonna get to that at the top of the next hour. Okay.
We'll get to that next. And then we got front page news. More going to be joining us. And then we're going to be kicking it with Rashad and Troy Millings. Of course, from Earn Your Leisure. We'll talk to them next. So don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now let's start off with some quick sports. The Rams beat the Vikings last night 27-9. Also, Tyson Fury announced he's retiring from boxing.
Not mad at that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I don't think we realize how much Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder took out of each other. Go back and watch them 3 fights and watch the war that they both waged on each other, and neither one of them were the same since.
And also, I don't know if this is something that you would love, Charlamagne. They're saying that Jerry Jones has talked to Deion Sanders regarding the head coach position.
I don't want that. Salute to Deion Sanders. I love prime time. I love the prime effect. I like Deion Sanders being a leader of young men in college. I don't want to see Deion Sanders, at least not the head coach of the Cowboys. And I don't see how that would work. Like, how would you really think Deion Sanders could coach against his own kids? Especially what if Shedeur Sanders goes to the Giants and the Cowboys got to play the Giants twice a year? You really think that's a position Deion wants to be in?
He would have to.
I just don't. I don't see the reasoning for him to want to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Honestly.
Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Envy, Charlamagne, and Jess Hilarious. Y'all good?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So in case you missed it, we are talking about what's happening out west with the fires. President Biden, he's announcing a one-time payment of $770 to each resident impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires. The amount is a standardized amount provided by FEMA's Serious Needs Assistance Program. Let's hear more from Biden on that payment.
People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment, so they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions.
Yeah, so Biden was joined at his desk in the Oval Office by Vice President Harris and FEMA officials earlier this week, amongst others. And the death toll is, as it reportedly is up to 24 people, with California Gavin Newsom saying there are likely to be a lot more. We're learning more about the order suspending some environmental requirements to speed up wildfire recovery efforts in LA County, issued by Governor Gavin Newsom. It suspends permitting and review requirements under 2 environmental protection acts. They are the California Environmental Quality Act and the California Coastal Act. This will apply to residents planning to rebuild their homes and businesses destroyed by the Palisades and Eaton fires. Let's hear more from Governor Gavin Newsom, the California governor, about LA 2.0. That's what he's calling it.
We're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team and looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast. We're starting to organize how we can put together a collection of individuals on philanthropy for recovery, how we can organize the region, how we can make sure that we are seeking federal assistance with efficiency, like the executive order I talked about, time value of delivering projects, addressing building codes, addressing permitting issues, and moving forward to rebuilding and being more resilient.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, Envy. Your thoughts on fast-tracking these types of things? You think it'll be terrible on the back end, or, something you might be dealing with on the back end, or you think it could be for the better?
I look at both sides. I think it'd be great because they could start, getting those houses back up and getting those structures back up. But if there's nobody policing the actual work, people will cut corners, and you don't want that either. You don't want somebody to cut corners on a house or a structure or something that they're building, and they're not actually watching the proper policies, because you don't want them to fall down. You don't want any problems. But right now it's going to be a money grab. Like, these people are going to be trying to build these buildings and these houses fast to make more money. So I do think they need some type of policing.
And I still want to know, like, when you build the building, like, do you feel comfortable building there knowing that you may not get the proper insurance you need for when a situation like this happens again?
Right.
Because a situation like this will absolutely happen again.
Yeah, and it will affect insurance rates, right? Because insurance companies can see the damage, and unless they put some type of something in it where, that can stop that from happening. Like, maybe, I know they were talking about people having sprinkler systems put in their house to keep their house moist and wet so their house wouldn't catch on fire. They'll make people to make sure that they have that in those homes.
Yeah, and I mean, that's been the big issue about the state, right? They said the state regulators have not let insurers charge premiums that fully reflect the risk and costs. Mm-hmm. So that has to change as well, right?
All right. Yeah, so a lot of changes need to be made before you even talk about building structures and fast tracking and getting people back. But yeah, meanwhile, Southern California officials, they say the fight is not over, and crews are prepared for winds to pick up dramatically as they continue battling wildfires in the area. Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney said weather conditions continue to pose a fire threat. Let's hear from him.
Severe fire weather conditions will continue through Wednesday. Please be assured that all fire departments and all law enforcement agencies in the area will be prepared. The anticipated winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in all of Los Angeles County critical.
So it's important to note that they've been fighting for about a week now. The Palisades, Eaton, and Hearst fires erupted last Tuesday. More than 92,000 people are under evacuation orders, while another 89,000 are under evacuation warnings. What were you getting ready to say?
No, I was going to say, and also they got to figure out, how to stop this. Meaning, if you pay money for your taxes, and your taxes are supposed to take care of your fire department and your police department, but like in the police department, they're fighting, they don't have bullets. How does that help? Like, in the same thing with the fire department, there should be no way that there was no water in them fire hydrants, right? You pay all this money in taxes, you pay for these things just in case to make sure they protect you. But if there's no water in the fire hydrants, if the police have no water pressure to put out these fires, where is all that money going to? Who is supposed to be doing the checks and balances to make sure that these things are working and that these things are safe? And if they're not, that person or that department needs to be changed or fired or something, because that's the main problem.
Somebody commented on that yesterday too, Envy, about what you said about the fire hydrants. They said that the fire hydrants, there was 114 tanks in total, all of which were fully filled before the fires. However, the 3 water tanks in the Palisades were unable to be refilled because of high demand. That's what it was.
Yeah, I did hear that the pressure the pressure was on the fire hydrants weren't as strong as it needed to be because of also the demand of pulling water from,
they said 4 times the normal demand was seen for 15 hours straight, which lowered the water pressure.
Yeah, well, that's just so unfortunate. But that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media for more news coverage. Follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
Alrighty. Now, when we come back, the brothers from Earn Your Leisure will be joining us. Rashad and Troy Millings. They got their new book that's out today. You deserve to be rich. And we're going to talk to them next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
Yes, indeed.
They got a new book out right now. You Deserve to be Rich. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rashad, Bilal, and Troy Millings. Welcome.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
First, how y'all feeling, man?
We good, man.
I feel like a book is overdue for y'all.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah, people
long overdue.
Yeah.
People kind of felt the same way, right? It was one of those things where, like, when's the book coming? When's the book coming? Everybody asks us questions everywhere we go. Where's the book coming? Book's here.
So what is it about? Do you break down how y'all started and how y'all got together, or is it more about financial literacy, or is it both?
Both. We talk about like how we started, the backstory. So it's like 6 different people, and it tracks their journey. It's like a single mom, somebody that just graduated from college. So, and then it's like real life situations. Like, okay, this person's credit is messed up. This person needs to get a single family home. So we're teaching, but it's in story form, and that's been the whole point of our platform, right? Like we highlight people that's relatable
So it's better than us just like teaching from a whiteboard. So we put it in story format, and it teaches you about crypto, stocks, real estate, credit, but like in an entertaining way because it's in story format. So it's like a pathway for financial freedom and everything that we talk about, just like in a concise encyclopedia type of format.
Yeah, it's designed for, you know, the audience or the reader to identify with one of those characters. And if you don't, you know somebody that is identifying with them. Like you said, we share stuff in there as well. So like when we talk about financial trauma, that's something unique to us that we had to experience and go through. And what were the lessons we learned from it? Obviously, being where we're at now, there were mistakes that were made along the way, but we've grown from them. And here are the lessons so that everybody else can learn from them as well.
How do y'all break down everybody's journey is different, right? Because somebody might look at your journey and say, you know what, I'm going to do a podcast. And then they'd be like, after 6 years, they'd be like, I'm not where they at. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you see people say, all right, I'm going to jump on the, you know, on the book thing. And they'd be like, I ain't where Charlamagne at. So what do you tell people that? Because people like to follow what people do. And sometimes everybody's journey and everybody's path is different. And the success you guys have with podcasts is not going to be the success of somebody else that's trying to do a financial podcast. So what do you tell people in that plane when it comes to investing in crypto and things like that?
Investing for everybody. So anybody can invest in stocks. Anybody, you know, can buy real estate. Anybody can do crypto. That's for anybody. Now, business is a little different because you're right. You're not going to have the same success as Breakfast Club just because you're passionate about talking on the microphone. So that you have to really dig deep and see, okay, what am I passionate about? But also, how can I help people? That's really our thing. Is like, how can you help people, right? Like a lot of times people go into business for selfish reasons, just to make money. Like we did that before, it didn't work. So what did work was when we actually had a platform that actually helped people, right? So you got to really look at yourself and say, okay, what am I passionate about? What am I talented? That's another thing too. Like there's a certain level of talent to it. Like people think that everything is just easy. And it's like, you got to have a level of skill to be successful as an entrepreneur, no matter what you're doing. So that takes a little bit more like self-evaluation, working with other people. And then sometimes you don't have to be the main part of it either. Like you could be part of a business and it's not your business, but you have a great skill set. Like you're a great tech guy, right? Somebody else is great with ideas. Now you come together, and that's a way to kind of be part of a business as opposed to just being the Elon Musk forward-facing ultra, you know, alpha entrepreneur.
The Diddy of it all. Elon Musk is like the Diddy of tech.
But you know, Elon, you know, you look at how powerful he is. He was really powerful if you think about it by just listening, right? Just think about any of these dealerships, right? Or any of these car companies, whether it's Toyota, Ford, you name it. Do we know who runs them? Do we know who owns them? Do we see them out? No. Right? Even with Elon, you look at what made Tesla so big. He listened to people. Now, when they started not finding him, when they started taxing him, what did he say? You know what? I'm gonna drop $30,000 off all my cars. We've never seen that before.
Move the plant to
where
Texas.
Somebody could go get a lease for $199. You never see that before.
No,
So
Elon's
smart, man.
he's probably one of the smartest people in human history. But he's dangerous. He's very dangerous. He's a very dangerous person. And the agenda that he's pushing, like even I was telling you about this DEI thing, it's disturbing. But you say things enough and people just start to believe it, right? And it's like, this attack on DEI is just, it's like a politically correct way to say really. Because if you think, because there is no DEI, if you think about it, like there's less than 1% of Fortune 500 companies that have black CEOs. There's 7% of people in tech that are black. That's less than half of the black population percentage-wise, right? So there's no DEI. This whole thing of DEI is just an illusion, but it's really like there's some places in the world where they have permanent underclass, like India, where you can never rise above. And that's just like a caste system. Yep. So this whole DEI thing that they're pushing, the reason why it's so dangerous is because if they say this enough, what they're really saying is that no black person is qualified for any job that's not just menial.
We don't want y'all leading.
Yeah.
Right.
Any job that's meaningful is not, you're not qualified for. So if you have a meaningful job, the first thing that they can say is, oh, you only got because you was black.
That's right.
So they don't really want black people to have any level of power, anything at all. And that's something that he's pushing. He's championing that. So why you guys say like, okay, you're the richest person in the world. You put $200 million into a campaign and then you got $200 billion out of it in 6 weeks. You're worth $400 billion. You're going to become a trillionaire in 5 years. So why is it so important for you to push DEI?
You know, it's funny you say that. Like, people got mad at me because I said last year that these corporate DEI initiatives were bullshit. Because a lot of them weren't for us, by us. You can't have a bunch of white people sitting around creating DEI programs for us, and that's why they were so easy to get rid of. And I think you guys know, better than most. When you have real equity in something, you can't just take it away.
Yeah.
And I think
you can't control what you don't own. You can't control what you don't own. It's like leasing. Like you don't own the car. You're gonna give it back. Like they put these DEI initiatives. It's like the record industry. It's like music industry. They give people these record labels. What does that really mean? It's still under Universal. Nobody owns a record label. Nobody owns a record label. It's just distribution that they're giving you. It's a title. You're just a manager. You could be replaced at any given moment. Liquor company, the same thing. All of our billionaires became billionaires because of partnerships. White billionaires became billionaires because of ownership.
Innovation.
It's a different. You seen what happened with Ye. They could take a partnership away. Now you're not a billionaire anymore. You see what happened with Diddy. You can't take Elon Musk because it's ownership. He has ownership in the company. It's in the stock market. There's 5,000 companies that's on the stock market. 7 are black out of 5,000.
And that's a decrease. It used to be 12.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this, that's what I'm saying. People don't really look at it from that standpoint. It's like,
well, when you say take away, they did sever ties with Ye, but they still had to pay him out.
No, but I'm saying he lost his billionaire status because it was tied to Yeezy brand, right? And Yeezy brand was Adidas, essentially. So he owned 100% of Yeezy, but it was really nothing without Adidas.
But Ye sold his portions of Yeezy?
No. You can't sell.
Remember when he had all of the backlog with Adidas and they had to still use him?
The merchandise.
Yeah, they still had to use
But
him.
I'm talking about the actual equity in the company. You can't sell what you don't own.
Yeah, he didn't have no choice with that. He couldn't sell it. Remember, he didn't want it released. They released it anyway.
Yeah.
It's essentially
That's just the merchandise.
You got a licensing deal, and I love Yeezy. Like he's one of my favorites. But I'm just saying he'll probably tell you it was a learning experience, right? Like it's all a facade.
But how do y'all feel when like all of us were out supporting Diddy, right? When he had the liquor, right, and drinks a rock and this, that, and the other, and then it comes out that he didn't own it.
He had 30% equity.
But his pathway was to ownership.
Yeah.
He made a mistake. We're not taking ownership in Ciroc. Then the DeLeon.
Yeah, but that was a process in itself, right? In order for him to get the first deal, that was part of the stipulations, right? He had to first prove it, and he did it with Ciroc, and people were like, "Oh, we felt like, oh, he owns that." The next thing was DeLeon, which he's going to have 100% ownership in, right? So we saw that getting pushed, and that led to the lawsuit. 50% ownership inside of that, and then the way it was being marketed was a lot different than it was for Ciroc, right? When we saw Ciroc, it was like the jet skis, and it was a huge push for that. And when it came time for DeLeon, you didn't see that as much, right?
Did you see DeLeon marketed like you saw Ciroc marketed?
Hell no.
Just Young Miami.
Is that a coincidence?
That was it.
Shout out to her.
Is that a coincidence?
See, I'm gonna tell you why. See, we're not being
You don't find that
honest.
suspicious?
We're not being honest. DeLeon wasn't that good.
Oh, come on. It's all good. Like,
no. Not only was
nobody's tasting.
Ciroc wasn't that good though.
Ciroc was better.
Nobody's like a connoisseur.
Yo, listen.
I don't
Ciroc wasn't that good.
like that.
We're not looking.
I'm a tequila drinker.
Nobody's like a liquor. I'm saying
I'm a tequila drinker.
To Casamigos that good?
No.
All
But
that
I
shit nasty. You drink it to get drunk though. Like all of that shit nasty.
But Casamigos got embraced by the coaches just like Ciroc did.
Why?
Because Diddy was pushing them.
Casamigos.
Oh, I don't know why Casamigos got it.
Because rappers put it in their songs.
I guess.
Same thing with Tequila.
And George Clooney ran up to $1 billion.
Ran up to $1 billion. All right, we got more with the brothers from Earn Your Leisure, Rashad and Troy Millings. Don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Rashad and Troy Millings. The new book, You Deserve to Be Rich, is out today. But I want to ask you, chapter 10, you talk about entrepreneurship and a beautiful struggle, right? So you guys have a lot of people that come to you that work a 9 to 5 and want to be entrepreneurs. And it always comes back to when Dame Dash was up here and told people that, pretty much you shouldn't work a 9 to 5. You should be your own entrepreneur. What do you say to that with people coming out, especially with this landscape of what's going on in the world today? What do you say to those people?
I don't think it's one thing or the other. I think it could be both, and I'm a testament to that. So, like, while he was having that interview in 2015, I was a phys ed teacher. 2018, when I think we finally came in contact, or 2019, I was still a phys ed teacher, but I was starting a business. Why? Because I knew that my salary was not going to provide the life that I wanted long term for my family. And so one of the things of being around entrepreneurs like Rashad and our other partner Mike, I'm watching them create their own freedoms. I'm watching them create their own salaries. I'm watching them being able to create generational wealth from something that they own. I would have worked in that school district for 20 years and that didn't guarantee anything for my kids. And so I always tell people, like, your 9 to 5 is your first investor. I looked at the school district like, this is an investor, right? They're getting return on their investment because I show up every day. I'm making sure I do my job. The kids are enjoying it. They're learning. The growth is there. That money that I made, now I got to figure out how I can, number one, invest it, but how can I create business? At the time, Earn Your Leisure became that business. And now you got the guy who was a 9 to 5 that now was doing entrepreneur stuff on his break. Like, I'm shooting ads, right? Shout out to Black Effect when we were doing that. I'm shooting those on my lunch break. I'm shooting those in the bathroom. Everything I'm doing is, I still got the 9 to 5, but now I'm having this entrepreneurial journey. Eventually, the entrepreneurial journey took me out of my 9 to 5, and now this is the full-time thing. So I think you could do both.
Dame, probably, in my opinion, the most impactful interview that you guys have ever done.
I think it aged terribly. But continue.
Why terribly?
Why terribly? Because of who he? Because of him?
Sort of, kind of, but I think the missing piece of
I
that
think it was the
interview was what
message.
y'all do. The missing piece of that interview was the how.
Well, that's the thing.
Who was listening?
Dame is great at saying things but not fully explaining it, and then kind of going off the rails sometimes. But what he did do in that interview was to get a lot of people focused on entrepreneurship. It was triggering for a lot of people, but it's important. He went to the extreme, but entrepreneurship is important. That's vitally important, and especially in our communities. Even most black entrepreneurs don't employ any people. So that's really you're not really even an entrepreneur at that point in time. You just are working for yourself. I mean, so as far as the business side of it, for him to kind of say that, it was insightful. And I think it definitely got people thinking like on a different level. So to answer your question, I think everybody doesn't need to be an entrepreneur, but we do need to encourage entrepreneurship for sure. And like you said, you can be an employee and have a business as well. There's no job security.
No, in entrepreneurship, no.
No,
or any job, really.
Jobs.
Yeah, right.
Like there's no jobs. We're talking about AI is going to take 200 million jobs in the next 10 years. No job that you have, you can just say, okay, I'm just going to work this job and I'm going to be okay. And even if you do work that job, your wage is going to stay the same. So inflation is going up and wages are staying the same. How this is why debt's going up, because people is making up for what they're not earning in money and they're putting it on their credit card. So entrepreneurship, like we always going to push that. That's very, very important.
So, title of the book is "You Deserve to Be Rich," but like, what is your definition of rich, versus wealthy? Because I want to be wealthy.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Like, is that in the book somewhere? I can figure that out. Like for my kids and for, how do I?
We actually had this debate about whether we should use. He wanted to use the word wealthy.
Yeah, I did.
I know we gotta talk to the people.
Yeah.
And I know rich is a word that we still figuring this thing out. Like, you know what I mean, as far as a people.
What is rich? Yeah.
So you gotta crawl before you walk, right? So wealthy is the ultimate goal for sure, but you gotta get rich before you become wealthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you was gonna say something.
No, I was gonna say exactly that, right? Like the first step to building wealth is you gotta get rich. You gotta figure out what systems you're gonna create to make sure that you can have money in your account that is, number one, you can invest, which is going to help you get rich. And then wealth is something that's forever. And we want everybody to have it forever. But we know that it just takes one person in the family to get rich, right? So like now you become the CEO of your family. Now, how do you allocate that? And that's part of the book too. It's like, yes, a lot of us in here are CEOs for our families, but nobody has the guide to tell us what to do when we're now the CEO. How do you now lend money to your friends? How do you say no to your cousins? Right? Like nobody tells you how to do anything. How do you now prepare for your children, right? Like I know you just have new. How do you now prepare for your child to make sure that the wealth that you've now created is now passed down? We always talk about wealth in our community, but again, it's all first generation. Envy, your first generation. We're first generation. How do we make sure that it gets passed down to your kids? We don't know, right? How do we make sure that it gets passed down to your kids' kids? That's generational wealth. That's what we've seen in other communities, but there was never a guide, and that's why we came out with the book. It was like, here's the guide. Here are the steps to make sure that you have sustainable wealth, not just generational, but sustainable, because that's the goal, right? Your kids shouldn't have to work as hard as you did to get to it. So first get rich, and then we're gonna be wealthy.
The intro was the American Dream remix, which I find fascinating, because how would you define the American Dream in 2025?
Yeah, the American dream. We say like the American dream is a lie, because it's like the American dream is work hard and have your family, and and that's only a recipe for just to be stressed out and to be broke for your whole life. So the dream for me is to be able to, like, even going back to like what is rich. So people say like, what's your definition of rich? Like, I feel like when you can live life on your terms, that's a blessing. Like when you can wake up when you want, when you can travel when you want, when you can go to the restaurant and not have to worry about how much money you have, because you got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, send your kids to school. That's how I look at it, as far as like, being rich, like not just having to worry about day-to-day struggles and pinching Peter to pay Paul and worrying about how you're going to get enough money to pay rent next week and stuff like that. So that's my American dream. Like, you know what I mean? Being able to employ people. That's important. Like, we employ probably 30 people. Like, that's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling to actually be able to support somebody else's economy. You know what I mean? Like, you're responsible for them in a certain sense, as far as how they put food on their table. Like, that's like how we really moving this thing forward.
It's a personal situation for me. First generation American, parents from Jamaica. The American dream was get the big house with the white picket fence and have a and my parents actually got to it, but they didn't have financial education. We lost that house. I ended up living in a basement. And so like the dream has to be remixed because everybody's not starting at the same point. Right? Had my parents started with education, who knows? I don't even make it to this point, right? So like everybody's dream is going to be different. We used to be pitched that, but we're seeing a lot of different starting points. We're starting to see a lot of new innovation. We're starting to see more people that look like us create wealth. So people are creating their realities more than their dreams, right? Like somebody, they just asked us, did you ever dream that it would be like this? No. Who thinks that you're going to create a podcast that turns into a media conglomerate that's educating millions about finance? Nah, man, I just wanted to make 6 figures when I was in middle school. That was it. And we're turning realities. And now people are trying to like, hey, my reality is more important than some of those things I dreamed about. They could be goals, right, but we got to turn these things into reality.
All right, we got more with Rashad and Troy from Earn Your Leisure. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Rashad and Troy from Earn Your Leisure. The new book, You Deserve to Be Rich, Master of the Inner Game of Wealth and Claim Your Future, is out today. Charlamagne?
You got a chapter called Paying the Other Tax. What's the other tax?
Like friends, family, black. It's a black tax.
Oh,
like you're responsible for a lot of stuff.
Y'all know what that is.
You know what I mean? Like, so
yes.
You got to make sure that your family's taken care of. You got to make sure that your parents take care. You got to make sure that,
especially now because you told them they deserve to be rich.
You deserve to be rich on your own.
But that's a second edition. That's a second edition. But they got to believe it.
In the Money Principle chapter, you say how you feel about yourself is reflected in your relationship with money. What is the connection between the two?
If you don't love yourself, then you're going to make bad decisions. It goes back to a lot of different psychological things as far as, especially with us, like, we have an inferiority complex that we never really fully acknowledged. So when you go to Dubai, you don't know who's who because everybody's dressed the same. You might have a watch, but other than that, nobody knows. They dress modest, men and women. There's wisdom in that. We have to have a better chain. Yeah. We got to have a better car. We got to have a better watch because we want to let you know that we have more money than you. But can we talk about mental health real quick?
Please.
That's a big part too that
Huge.
I think we should talk about as far as when you start getting money. Like, it's not really talked about a lot. They should have like mental health professionals for people that's just getting money,
especially in sports.
For sure.
100%.
Every aspect, because there's so many different things that you gotta go through mentally that you can't prepare yourself for.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. When I was listening to Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan, and even guys like Elon Musk, who prepares them to be multi-billionaires with that much power over the world?
You don't, and that's why you just start being Elon and just think you
doing
just
whatever you
want,
want, and try to figure out how to conquer. Right? Like, how many times have you talked about financial trauma in your household? That type of trauma never gets spoken about, and it's real. You know what I'm saying? These are real things that are happening on an everyday basis. But the first thing is to understand where the trauma comes from, which is the recognition part. How do we overcome it? And how do we change that?
And then you start thinking weird like, why white billionaires have an infatuation with gangster rappers? That's weird.
The music is good.
No.
So why are you sleeping on the music? The music slaps.
No, it's one thing to like a music, but I'm just saying, all right, if you're a white billionaire, right, and you appreciate black culture, I can appreciate that. But if you only surround yourself with rappers and entertainers, well, that tells me that you don't really value black culture.
Give me some examples.
You only value black culture from an aspect of they're here to entertain you. Because if you really value black culture, you would have Tamika Mallory there. You could have Senator from X, Y, and Z state.
So you're not going to a Michael Rubin or a white party?
No, it's not about that, but I'm just saying.
Damn, they goes our invite.
I don't know why we do that to Rubin. I think Rubin.
Nah, it's not Mike Rubin. It's a lot of people, though. Or they might not be billionaires, but they're close to it. It's a lot of them. And it's weird. And it's weird how the rappers look at them because they would never do that for a black billionaire.
Well, you know what? Like, what the little baby tell you about when you ask him about people saying he's always around Mike Rubin in your YouTube?
He gives them information and all that. No, I appreciate
and investments.
No, I appreciate. I'm just saying that this is how Donald Trump became popular. He used black culture. He got filthy rich off of it with real estate and all of that too. But I'm saying that's how he became like real celebrity. And then he turned and did a 180.
Because nobody told these rappers to mention Donald Trump in all their records. Nobody told these rappers to name songs after Trump.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. It's predatory practice that is.
Kanye hugged him in the White House and said, "You're like my dad."
Yeah, but
Kanye.
Nah, chill.
He did it though.
No Kanye slander.
Can we stop?
No Kanye slander.
Go back to the 80s though, right? Like there's this up and coming fighter from Brooklyn who's tearing up the scene, right? Who decides that he's gonna manage him?
Don King.
Donald Trump. First.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, go look it up. So he manages him. He decides that you're up and coming. In fact, you're gonna fight at all your fights are gonna be where?
Atlantic City, Donald at Trump.
Right. So he already sees here's the entertainment, here's the culture. This guy we got.
Is that not good business?
I'm not saying it's not.
It's a difference between having good business and using something as a marketing strategy to boost your valuation, and you really have no infatuation with the situation at all, or you're only hyper focused on one particular area. That's a question that needs to be asked, because it's a pattern that continues to happen, and it's happened at least 20 times over the last 15 years with different people.
You're not wrong, but I see it both ways, and I'll tell you why.
They're not hip hop. They didn't grow up in. They're not hip hop. They're not like.
No, but there's
I'm not buying it.
No, I agree, but it's all about what we choose to make cool, because there's a lot of billionaires that like to be around y'all now because the culture made y'all cool, and it's the same thing with the artists. It's the same thing with the athletes. So it's really kind of up to us. Like, what do we make cool in our culture?
Yeah, I think what separates us is, and shout out to everybody that we've gotten information from, but when we get information, we giving it back to y'all.
That's right.
Like, that's the first, right? We're not just sitting there, but like, yo, because we want to look cool or we want to go to your party. Nah, what's the information? Like, give it to us in a real time so we can disseminate it and give it back to more people to help them.
And
right?
don't hug me from the back.
But like you said,
they were wrestling, Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
It was wrestling.
But it's all culture, like you said. It's what makes my business cool. You know what I mean? I could own any type of business, but when you're part of it, it makes it cool.
Right.
Like, let's think of jerseys, right? We've never owned any jerseys, but we always made it cool. Where jerseys are selling out when Mitchell and Ness, I don't even know who the owner of Mitchell and Ness was. I've never seen that guy in my life.
And on
but we made it cool.
And he's not wrong.
Same guy you're just talking about.
But also with y'all, it's
Mike Rubin? He owns it now. He owns it now, but before he didn't own it before.
EYL having billionaires at InvestFest helps EYL.
No, but
it helps the culture too.
But I'm saying, so why would two cool black dudes want to hang with corny ass billionaires?
What I'm saying is that we have a wide spectrum of everybody. Mm-hmm. We've talked to rappers, we've talked to astronauts, we've talked to the vice president, we've talked to CEO of companies, we've talked to literally every single spectrum. Single spectrum. We're not just only focused on rappers, because we're a business platform. That would be weird. If we were a business platform and the only requirement to get on our show is that you had to be a rapper or you had to be an athlete, then that's questionable.
Yes, to a certain extent. The only reason I say to a certain extent is because they have to be introduced, because we're not putting these people on. We're not like, I love Tamika Mallory. We try to amplify Tamika every chance we get. You know, like Tamika got podcasts with Black Effect. She books with Black Privilege, publishing my
do a better job of researching. You're a billionaire. You worth $100 million. You got a research department. Mm-hmm. Do a better job of researching, because you researched this person who was a no-name rapper from Mississippi who had a buzz. You researched this person.
Okay, you're right. But doesn't it have to be beneficial to both parties though?
But that's what I'm saying. What is the beneficial part of it? You're leeching off of a culture, right? How is that beneficial? Who's it beneficial for? Who's it benefit? If somebody is using your culture to benefit themselves, who's that beneficial for? You said it's beneficial for both parties. Yeah. How is it beneficial for the other party? Where's the other party benefiting from?
Well, in the case, I'm only using this one example.
Mike Rubin.
Exactly. In the case of Mike Rubin.
I don't want to keep saying Mike Rubin.
I know. But that's the one that we know. But in the case of Mike Rubin, hey, yo, Meek, $200,000, invest in this, you'll get your biggest return, which he did in lids. Whatever. Yo, Meek, let's start this reform. I saw what happened with your situation. Let's start this thing called reform, and let's help get other black men and black women out of prison, which he did.
He did. $8 million. How much did Mike Rubin's valuation go up?
Billion, sure.
No, from 2012 to 2024, how much you think it went up?
Oh, I think it was like $4 billion. It was a lot.
Try 26 billion.
It was 26 billion?
He was worth 7 to 8 billion then. He's worth 30 something now.
be wrestling.
See, that's just somebody shows you the way, and you come along and do it. That's usually what happens.
They got a book out right now.
Oh
yeah, that
they
too.
do. This is part of the book.
You deserve to be rich. Out right now. Make sure y'all get it.
EYL, Rashad, and Troy, man. Appreciate y'all always.
As always, man. Thank you.
Always great conversation.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
That's right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess with the Mess.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies. Don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a coach of shit.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
All right, so let's jump back to the stepbrother beef. Like, I really want to go there one more time because we missed some things, yo. We got to come back with it.
The stepbrothers, you talking about
Cam
Jim
and
Jones.
Jim, yes. Cameron and Jim Jones.
Yeah, so when we left off, we were having a conversation about, you said, Envy, Jim was the muscle.
Yeah, when back when the diplomats were really heavy in the street, especially in New York, Jim and Freaky and security Big Joe was their muscle, and they would run around. So the story of when they talked about the Mano situation,
right?
Did we play that audio where he talked about Mano?
Let's take a listen.
You ever wonder how he met Mano? Ask him how he met Mano. Mano's gonna dare play because they cool now. He tried to press Mano one day because Mano first came out. He had a little record, but he was saying dissing the rappers. I don't know his diss. He said name. So Jim plus see Mano one day and was like, yo, what's up with all that saying my name? Man said, who the f*** you talking to? Oh, you think I one of them you out your motherfucking mind? Now they the lobby boys.
So that is true. When Mano came home from jail, Mano would threaten everybody, threaten all the DJs. And he did a song where he was going at all the rappers, right? And Mano used to go out every night in New York City, every night but Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday is the only nights that New Yorkers don't usually go out. They go out every day. They go out every Sunday through Thursday, right? So I remember that night we were actually in a club, and it was Mano was with three people.
Go, Jess.
That's the truth. It's the truth. You can ask Mano. Mano had three people with him.
Was you one of the three with him?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I was at Mano's table.
He was where the bottles was at.
No.
Don't play with him.
You know that.
I ain't telling the story. I ain't telling the story.
All right, my bad.
So
Sorry.
you was in the club with Mano. Jim tried to run down. You backed everybody up.
No. So we were all in the club, right? And this is like Mano was the bad boy back in the day, like running around threatening everybody. So it was Mano. Mano had three, and it was me and a friend of mine. We were all at Mano's table. We always used to go out with each other all the time. And Jim came in the club, and Jim must have had about 15 dudes with him at that time. And when he walked down the stairs, the first thing Mano turned around, everybody said, yo, tuck your chains in. So he was like, why? So everybody tucked their chains in. They had no idea. And Jim walked over all the dudes in front of Mano. And Mano went in his jacket like he had a gun. And when he went in his jacket and fake pulled out like he had a gun, the club scattered. Everybody cleared it out, right?
Yeah.
And we all ran out.
Who wouldn't?
And when we all ran out, I was surprised because I know we all went through the metal detectors. I was like, yo, how'd you sneak in the gun? He was like, I lied. I was just bluffing. But that really happened. When Jim ran up on Mano, absolutely positively happened.
I did the same thing. You said he was with 15 niggas.
He was with 15 dudes, yeah.
Did Jim know Mano didn't have a gun? Or he's just finding out now because you just told him on the radio?
I'm sure they spoke about it after because they cool now.
They cool. They the lobby boys.
They cool now. But at that point, Mano was bluffing. Mano didn't have anything on him, and he went in his jacket like he did, and the whole.
He had judo.
A smart decision.
He had judo. That's what really made everybody sad. Come on now. Come on.
Salute to Mano. Salute to 80.
See him in the club.
Salute to Mano. But that's I was there that night. That happened that night.
Well, he also talked about a BMF situation. He said because he's trying to make a point that Jim wasn't the muscle. He talked about there was a time when BMF I guess ran up on Kim and Jim and somebody else, and
I wasn't there for that one.
This is how he said that Jim responded. Let's take a listen.
But you keep running around with these 25-year stories. Do you ever hear me talk about when you ran on me when BMF pulled up? When you ran in the hotel, they chased you to the beach. And lucky, I had my on me and my man JoJo, I ain't gonna say his name, who was with me, is like, who all these coming? But at the end of the day, I don't be out there pumping. They chased you to the beach. Was in the sand. You was getting wet from the water, from the ocean. I don't pump that.
So where was he at? If you watched me run to the beach, where was you? Where was Cam at?
I don't know.
Did he? I don't understand.
It's a valid question.
I don't know.
My personal opinion, if you're about to get jumped, there's nothing wrong with running. You should skedaddle.
Well, we seen your video.
You're damn right. I'll do it again.
Exactly. Each and every time. I'm not standing there.
Pretend I got a gun?
Try that one next time. But I will say that I hate that the fact that they're going back and forth and they're downplaying each other. But Jim is no sucker and Cameron is no sucker. But I've seen both of them in action, and both of them are no suckers. You know what I mean? So I hate that they're playing like each other's a sucker and each other's soft. They're both no suckers. They both was ready for action during that time.
Well, Jim actually responded. He posted a freestyle. He said, "I said what I said after they laugh at the lies. The truth still hurts." And that's the part that's going crazy on social right now. Like, you taught me how to rap, but now I'm going platinum.
Hey, Jim Jones can make some good ass music. I don't care what y'all say.
Yes, he can. That sample is fire. Beat fire. All that. Maybe that's what they both. Maybe that's what Cam need to do. You think Cam?
Cam still got it too, though.
I know what I'm saying. Do you think this will make him go in the booth and, instead of sitting up on the podcast,
he be opening his show with the freestyle.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, Cam be spitting. Cam get busy.
I don't want to hear Cam and Jim go back and forth rapping wise. I don't even like Cam and Jim going back and forth like this, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Cam still rap the same?
What?
Oh yeah,
Cam be
nice.
busy.
No, I remember when he used to do that. Like,
Cam is one of the nicest MCs
Yeah.
that people don't talk about. He gets busy, like crazy. If you listen to, like you say, he starts off his show sometimes when he just do like 2 minutes of freestyling.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm sad still.
Yeah, it's still effed up there.
We had to call Jim. Reach out, Lo.
I got
reach
you.
out. Yeah, reach out.
I got
Get your brown girl grinding sources. Reach out to this man for me.
What we gonna say when I call him?
Hey, Jim. Just want to know.
All right.
Why you put that voice on? Relax.
Chrissy,
Why
pick
you
up the
put that
phone.
voice on?
Sit y'all little
Relax.
young asses down.
What you say?
Let Chrissy pick up the phone and be like, "Who sit y'all little young asses down?"
Chrissy in Miami. We ain't right. I mean, in New York. We in New York with it.
I'm calling for Jess.
All right. Well, that was Jess with the mess. Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Man, an animal lover by the name of Donald Calloway needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him. I'm sorry, Peter.
Peter or Peter?
Peter.
He said Peter. I was like, who the hell's Peter?
Put an R at the
I was like, who the hell's Peter? All right, we'll get to that next. Is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I just wanted to know how you came up with the donkey of the day.
Because you're mean.
I am not. What did I do? I made donkey of the day.
There's a bunch of donkeys out here in the street.
That is why Charlamagne is here.
If we live a life where we bite our tongue based off who we may offend, we never would say anything.
You don't give a damn, don't throw it up. Hey! Give it to him. Give it to him.
On the Breakfast Club.
In the words of Charlamagne the God, he's a donkey. That was
Oh man, Charlamagne, you giving donkey of the day to who now?
Well, Busta Rhymes' donkey of the day for Tuesday, January 14th goes to a 53-year-old Florida man named Donald Calloway. What does your Uncle Charla always say about the great state of Florida? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida, and today is no exception. Now, Donald is an animal lover, guys. Okay, yes, an animal lover. He's getting donkey of the day. Tell everyone at PETA to gather around. An animal lover is getting donkey of the day today, okay? I'm fully aware of what an animal lover is. When I say animal lover, I mean one of those people who has a fondness for animals and cares for their well-being. Okay, Donald is very fond of animals. Some animal lovers may also be concerned with animal rights and the protection of animal species. I don't know if Donald cares about animal rights, but I would assume he does because of the love and fondness he shows animals, okay? PETA folks, that's what it's all about, right? The love and fondness of animals. I'm interested to see what PETA thinks of Donald because PETA goes hard for animal rights, but I've never heard of anyone in PETA showing love to animals like Donald does, okay? I was looking at PETA's position on pets. And PETA said it loves and respects the animal companions who share their homes. Well, Donald loves the animal companions that are all around him, and he shares a lot with them, not just his home. Okay, see, a lot of y'all talk about your love for things, but are you willing to put it all on the line? Okay, are you willing to put it all on the line for these things you claim to love? Would you die for your love of animals? Would you be willing to give your life for animal rights? Is that too much? Okay, well, are you willing to go to jail for your love of animals? Because Donald Calloway is, in fact, ready to go to jail for his love of animals, okay? He loves animals so much that he was willing to take a penitentiary chance for one. Do you want to hear what he went to jail for? Well, I will let a police officer from Florida explain what happened. Let's listen.
I've done this job my entire adult life. And occasionally, you run across something that you go, come on, man, that really didn't happen. But it did. I mean, he even admitted it. And here's what happened. He said, well, I had just some sexual frustration. It was really stupid. It was a dumb thing to do. Donald Calloway, who's 53 from Lake Wells, admitted that. because he was trying to do the wow thing with the horse. A mare.
Wow.
The mare was 28 years old. She said, "Nay." We tried to interview the horse. She said, "In my 28 years of being a horse, no one's ever done anything like that to me before, and I hope it never happens again." That's right. He tried to engage in inappropriate conduct with a horse, which is clearly against the law. Right now, he's out to pasture in the county jail.
Florida is the most unserious, serious place ever. That was an actual police officer from Florida.
Who interviewed the horse?
He was talking to TMZ. Okay. Donald was sexually frustrated, so he attempted to have sex with a horse. Let me give you a little bit more details. First of all, I'm glad the horse was of age. The horse was 28, so it's a grown-ass horse. Okay, but things were still happening to this horse without the horse's consent, as far as we know. We all watched Mr. Ed growing up as a child. If you were born in the 1900s, maybe this horse could talk. Okay, and she was an adult horse that knew what she wanted. Maybe Donald Calloway had the same powers as Dr. Doolittle, and he can understand animals, and they can understand him. So the horse, whose name was Raven, fell for his riz. Whatever it was, made Donald pull his penis out and started boxing the one-eyed champ. Then he started tapping that beef whistle against the horse's nose. Then he attempted to penetrate said nostrils with his penis. Yes, he tried to put his penis in the horse's nostrils.
Oh, no.
Ladies, I blame y'all. Y'all constantly talking about how you want a man that's hung like a horse. Well, Donald said, damn, I got to see what that's hitting for. But this was a woman horse, so that didn't make no sense. Now, a human female body has 3 perfectly good holes to insert your blood sausage in, right? Mm-hmm. Mouth.
Booty.
Vagina. Booty. Mm-hmm. Okay, if it's a special occasion. And the vagina, right? Mm-hmm. A mare-grown female horse has the same. Wouldn't trust the mouth. Okay, horse got teeth. Might mistake your bologna pony for a carrot. And you need a ladder to mount that thing from the back, unless it's laying down. So I guess that just leaves the nostrils of the horse. Look, I'm not judging. Times is hard out here. Maybe Donald has had enough of humans, and he's trying to get with the horse because he heard people in relationships with horses have stable relationships. I don't know. But I just know that animals, as far as we know, can't give consent. Right? As far as we know. No means no. In Donald's case, no's means no's. But when it comes to horses, nay means nay. So please give Donald Calloway the biggest hee-haw.
Race?
Come on. Come on. Yeah,
come on.
Come on.
Okay.
Some things are obvious.
Okay.
This is meth head white. All right, look at that.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looked like he was on a set of Shameless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He definitely looked like he walked off the set of Breaking Bad too.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. He looked like 4 different type of cult leaders all into one.
Damn.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today, sir.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, nobody putting no penis in nobody's nostrils.
And the
nose
life. Though, like.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
All right. Now, when we come back, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Now, TikTok will be banned in, I think, 4 or 5 days.
Oh, my God, no.
So I want to open up the phone lines and ask, what will you miss about TikTok, if anything? Now, the reason this comes as a question is, when Charlamagne, you left the room, 800-585-1051. Lauren was in the room, Jess was here, Big Mack was here, and they were talking about the things that they get from TikTok, right? Like TikTok Shop. Lauren says she gets her wigs off TikTok Shop. She says
that's the problem. Yeah. That is the problem. Now we talking.
I didn't know that.
She said she gets her stuff off TikTok.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Big Mac said he went to college. He went to 5 different universities, and he said he learned more on TikTok than he did in college.
That's because he was there for the food. He wasn't there to study.
So asking 800-585-1051. In 4 or 5 days, TikTok will be gone. 5 days, all right, on the 19th. How will losing TikTok affect you? Let's open up the phone lines and ask. 800-585-1051. Let's discuss this. The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Pull out your phone. Call in right now.
You call me.
Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic. Break it down. 800-585-1051. The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we'll open up the phone lines 800-585-1051. They are banning TikTok in 5 more days, well, unless the U.S. government changes that. But as of right now, they are banning it. So we're just asking, what will you miss? Now, this conversation comes, we had Lauren LaRosa up here. We had Big Mack in here. Sydney was in here. Me and Jess were talking. And we were talking about the banning of TikTok. And somebody said that, they get their wigs off a TikTok shop.
Mm-hmm. Let's go around the room and see who looks like. Let's bring in all the women in here and see who looks like they get their wigs off TikTok.
First of
TikTok
all,
shop.
Let's not even play around like that. Goofy. But anyway, I don't know. I don't really. TikTok does nothing for me, so it wouldn't do anything for me. Like whether it's hair or gone, hair or banned or gone or whatever. But I know my son. He's learned so much off of it. He's taught me so many things that he got, like little rabbit holes he done went down from everything about software. What's going on. This little boy be telling me stuff that's going on in Russia I don't know about. What's going on in China I don't know about. You know what I mean? So it's definitely informative.
Right.
I know the information is the top thing that people gonna miss about it.
Yeah, my daughter, the oldest daughter, Madison, she gets her cooking recipes off of TikTok. Like she can make drinks from Starbucks by breaking it down on TikTok and not having to buy a drink from Starbucks. My youngest daughters, they actually go on there because they dance. They compete dance, so they watch other little girls that compete dance, so they learn dances from there. Jackson does his video game on there. So if there's a stage he can't pass, he'll go to TikTok and it'll show him how to pass that stage or whatever it may be. So they're into it. Myself, I could care less. I just post just to post. Charlamagne.
It wouldn't do anything for me either. I'm not a TikTok connoisseur, but I understand the importance of TikTok to a lot of people, which is why ByteDance shouldn't shut it down if it's banned. They should just go ahead and sell it to Frank McCourt and Project Liberty. Frank McCourt and Project Liberty, they've been wanting to buy it for a long time. It's just interesting to me to watch all of these conversations, I guess, ramp up now because it's like 4 days away, and you got Meek Mill saying he...
Nah, ban it. If he's one of the...
Meek say he want to buy
it. Before they give it to Meek, ban it.
Yeah, I think you know how you walk in a restaurant and it ain't got no prices on the menu? That's how Meek is treating it. What you mean? Meek is like, let me buy TikTok. I think you need to find out how much it costs first, Meek. You know what I'm saying? But Frank McCourt and Project Liberty, they are really serious about buying it. They want to buy it and actually make it safer for Americans. So, I mean, let's see. And they only buying the American portion of it.
Right.
And that's 170 million people on there. So I would rather them sell it to Frank McCourt and Project Liberty, but we'll see.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Bria calling from Detroit.
Hey, Bria, what up, doe?
Hi. So I've never really used TikTok. I've never known how to work TikTok, like to make TikToks, but I use it just when I travel. So like when I go to like different cities that I don't know anything about, I'll type in like where to eat, where to go and shop in Paris, or where to go like a good steakhouse in Paris, things like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Bria.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, we're actually live on TikTok right now, so we won't be able to do this if they actually ban it. So salute to all our TikTok listeners and followers right now. Hello, who's this?
Baltimore, Maryland.
What's up, girl? What it is, dummy?
Nah, she said you used to work with Jess.
Hey, Jess, it's Sarah. I don't know if you remember me. We used to work in, I think, some of you worked at a school together with Candace, and I don't know if you remember, girl, but I know you do Nia.
You know me through who?
Nia. I think Nia.
Mia?
I used to model with Nia. That's how I met Nia.
Nia. Little Nia. Short Nia.
Nia was one of our mutual friends. So we worked and you worked together. I do remember that.
What did you do at a school?
Yeah, what the hell did Jess do at a school?
Well, it was a summer camp job we used to do. So we would like make lunches for like kids and like that.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like we were doing.
I don't feel like
she said it wasn't really much she was doing.
I don't feel like Jess gonna make a good sandwich back there. I feel like she gonna be real skimming the meat paws and cheese.
Don't say my friend. Don't say my friend like that. I'm say her like that.
What's up, girl?
How you doing, baby?
I'm good.
So proud of you, Jess. I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of you. You have been rapping Baltimore like crazy, and for when you started to what you are now, like I just want y'all to know, Jess has always been goofy and funny like this. Like I've always been the life of the party, like turning the party up, always funny. She's always been like this, and I just want you to know I'm so proud of you, girl. Like,
thank you, baby. Thank you.
Incredible.
I appreciate
you. You're welcome, baby. Hey, Charlamagne, how you doing?
Peace. I'm blessed, black, and highly favored.
He goofy as ever.
I know that's right. Yes.
So that's what you called it before? You didn't want to talk about TikTok?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, no, I really didn't want to talk about TikTok. I actually wanted to talk about Instagram. So, long story short, last weekend my Instagram was
You acting goofy right now. You acting mad goofy right now. We talking TikTok, goofy one.
No, I mean, I like TikTok, but I ain't not really use my TikTok like that.
All right, bye.
Why are
you so why you got so rude for the woman for no reason?
Nah, they use goofy. That's what they use.
No, you sounded crazy, and you hung up on it. Why you hung up on it? What's wrong with you?
See, I don't use goofy.
You the goofy one.
Y'all use dummy?
Yeah, we be like,
This dude just went crazy on
Farrah,
I'm
sorry. You should have said, nah, dummy. We ain't talking about Instagram. Dummy, why you talking about Instagram?
Oh, my bad, Farrah. I'm sorry. I meant to say dummy, not goofy.
Goofy little bitch.
And then hung up on it for no damn reason. Why?
I meant to say dummy. Damn, I don't know the Baltimore slang. I meant to say dummy.
It's all good.
Damn.
She ain't offended.
All right, cool. Sorry, Farrah. I was acting like a goofy or dummy, whatever. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Destiny calling from Indy.
Hey, Destiny. Good morning.
What's up, boo?
We're talking TikTok. Will you be sad when they ban TikTok?
I will be devastated. I actually run my business off of TikTok, so all of the content that I do, I make sure I post it on TikTok, and I get a lot of customers from there. And it really sucks that an avenue that we have to make money will be taken away.
Damn,
man.
Well, what's your business, Destiny? Tell them they got 5 days to get to it.
Yeah, I am a cottage baker. You can follow me on Instagram, Destiny B, or Lil B's Bakery 22. I ship cookies. I do custom cakes and everything. So y'all look me up.
All right, Destiny. Thank you. 800-585-1051. They're banning TikTok in the next 5 days. Will you miss it? Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
If y'all talking about it, you know we talking about it. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about TikTok. They're supposed to be banning TikTok in the next 4 or 5 days, and we're asking, what will you miss from TikTok? We got Andre on the line. Andre?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up with you, brother?
Not much, man. Just chilling, driving to work.
Okay, so we're talking TikTok, the banning of TikTok. What you think?
I think, it's kind of good in a way. Kids are addicted to it, but I don't really care. I'm not going to miss much because they banned me so many times during COVID talking about vaccines and things like that. So I'm not really concerned. But it's going to be unbanned on the 20th anyway by Trump.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because Trump going to unban it and then make them sell it.
Mm-hmm. Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Chris Complex from Inglewood, New Jersey.
Chris, what up? We're talking about the ban of TikTok in the next 4 or 5 days. What's your thoughts?
Yo, I don't like it, man. I ain't gonna lie. My girl just cooked Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner off recipes off the TikTok shop. And I learned mad stuff like they didn't teach in history. You know, it got like I like tuning into the history that I didn't know about, like the African diaspora. I learned about a queen in Africa that actually sold off some of the slaves in her land that you know, they didn't pay taxes or something that they didn't do. But those were the people that she told the European colonizers they can take. So it was like the video was about understanding slavery, that it wasn't all just like taking. It was like people going over there and making deals with the kings and queens of Africa. Well, this was the video explained. And then that's how some of the slaves got took over here. So it made me think about it like there's some Africans or black people that's really like this plays the Samuel L. Jackson role in Django, like he's gonna tell or he's gonna get the next person set up. But history stuff like that you can't find, or it's not really advertised anywhere else. So TikTok, I used to love it because it's quick, short, 15-second videos, whatever.
Okay, well, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
You know.
So he found out that Africa was involved in the slave trade on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't judge him. Don't judge him.
I judge him. I'm just
Don't
saying.
judge him.
I mean, I guess you learn things when you learn things.
He ain't learned that in school. He learned it on TikTok in 15 seconds, y'all.
That's right.
Well,
And he also took his wife how to cook, taught his wife how to cook. Basically, he's saying that she couldn't cook before.
That's right.
Then.
So slavery also existed in Africa before the Europeans arrived. But
he didn't see that on TikTok.
I guess you gotta wait for a TikTok for that.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, who's this?
It's Black Gold.
Black Gold, what up? We're talking about the banning of TikTok. What you gonna miss?
Man, look, I'm gonna miss all the informational stuff, man. Like, I at cooking, but since I've been watching TikTok, now my food actually been tasting good, man.
According to who?
According to me, I know. I cook like white bland people from LA.
I'm gonna just keep it real.
But you gotta let somebody else taste it to see if it's really hitting, though.
Well, I don't really let people eat my cooking, man. My girl, she gonna agree with me anyway, because that's my girl. But everybody else, I'm good. I know what bland food tastes like, so I know if it's bland. Watching these TikTok videos of the people in the South, oh my God, it tastes good to me.
Question: Do you have a white girlfriend?
I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
you got a white girlfriend?
Hell no.
Oh
no, what? Come on, man. Look.
Wow.
I'm a gang member. I'm from Compton. I mean, I ain't number black women.
Okay.
But he learned his recipes over TikTok.
Like that.
That's right. You tell him.
Dr. Umar would be proud.
That's right. All right, brother. You be safe out there.
They're going to smack Charlamagne.
Breakfast Club got the most diverse listeners ever.
Yes.
A gang banger from Compton who gets his recipes off TikTok.
Wow.
Wow.
Let me shout out to our top viewers on TikTok, the people that come to us the most. The Problem Solver 252, what's up? We see you. Queenie, what's up, Queenie? We see you.
I ain't never seen none of these people.
Just they said it shows the top viewers. And also E-Money, what's up? We see you, E-Money. Oh, it's a girl, E-Money. We see you, mama. All right, well, what's the moral of the story, if there is one?
The moral of the story is TikTok doesn't have to be banned. They can just, sell it to Project Liberty. Like, they want to buy the U.S. portion of the platform. Okay?
But will that change things, though? Like, if the U.S. portion, are we still going to be able to access certain things on the app?
I actually think it'll be better. What Frank wants to do in Project Liberty, they want to buy the U.S. portion of the platform, but it doesn't include TikTok's algorithm, and they want to migrate TikTok's user base, the 170 million people, to an American-built digital infrastructure designed to put people back in charge of their data. So we'll be in charge of our data, not some foreign entity.
Let me ask you guys a question, right? I'm looking, and people are giving us gifts on the Breakfast Club. Where that money go?
I know, right? The iHeart.
The Breakfast Club? But who get the money?
How you think Sid buying all them wigs off TikTok?
That's
what's going on.
That's how they get all the wigs.
Sid and Lauren is using that money to buy wigs off TikTok.
Yo.
Okay?
All right.
So donate more because,
Well, stop donating.
No, they need to upgrade. They need to donate
wigs.
Donate more.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, we got Jess with the Mess coming up. What we talking about?
Oh, man. So we stopped the world yesterday with the LiAngelo Ball Def Jam contract, but we got some more exclusive to drop about LiAngelo Ball. Well, G3. Let me call this man G3. We keep disrespecting this man and calling him LiAngelo Ball. He's G3.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess with the Mess.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies. Don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shift.
She was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see.
It's time to set it off.
All right, so G3 signed with Def Jam, $8 million deal.
Yeah,
but there's some other things
G3.
going on. Yeah, G3, we not calling him LiAngelo no more. He G3.
It's gonna be a bill if you don't sell no records.
Right? No, nah, that's exactly what we're here for right now. Because yesterday we broke the exclusive in the room that he was signed. $8 million was the number that we mentioned, and then people have been doing breakdowns of what the deal actually extends into. Now, I want to provide a timeline. So I reached out to a person familiar who understood and kind of got to see some of the situation, and they gave me the timeline of how the deal even came about. Some of the other offers that LiAngelo was offered as well too. But I want to start with last Friday because on Past the Aux, you knew last Friday. Why you ain't tell us? Let's listen.
I heard somebody told me yesterday he got signed. I don't know how true that is though.
Somebody was signing because it's a record that's taking off and people want to be on it.
Somebody told me he signed yesterday. I'm not gonna say who the label was.
Yes.
A nice hook.
Yep.
And they say he got some money too.
Really?
That's what somebody told me yesterday. So I don't,
Well,
now it is nowadays. Nowadays these labels want to sign somebody and say, "Keep doing your thing." Though we act like you're independent. So I don't know.
This is true.
Yeah. So January 3rd, right? The song dropped. When the song dropped, after that weekend, the song went crazy. Past the Aux happened that following Friday. That week in between the song dropping and Past the Aux, that's the week when everything was moving. So I'm told that the first deal that LiAngelo got the call for was $75,000. It was a smaller label. I don't know the name of the label. It was a smaller label. They wanted to do a distribution deal with him. So he was like, I don't think so. But the fact that labels are even calling, let's shop around a little bit and see what what we can make happen, right? So then the fires happen. So he's having meetings, he's having conversations. The fires in LA happen, so everything shuts down. After everything kind of like comes back a little bit and they start taking meetings again, Universal is on the line. When Universal is on the line, I'm told that the first offer that Universal sent his way allegedly was $4 million. Off the rip, $4 million. So he's like, well, you know, I kind of got a little bit of motion. The song is going crazy. Let me leverage it a bit more. Then the 7 happened, and then they ended at the 8. Now, right now, a lot of people are saying, well, the 8 is an advance. It's not guaranteed. It could go up to $13 million. Now, what I'm told, and this is not for his specific situation, but just looking at how these deals normally go with a person in his position who's already been famous and does have a little bit of motion prior to, is that even if that 8 isn't advanced all the way up front, it can come over periods of time. So he's still going to get the money. He can use it to go into whatever other songs. He's supposed to have another project on the way. This deal is supposed to be him owning all of his music and being able to fund and create his own label. He can use it across that. And then they have option periods where after certain things happen, whether the option is like 2 projects or 6 months or whatever, they come back and say, yo, in this option period, you did A, B, C, and D. Let's say if we want to spend the block, and that $13 million is that they already had that budgeted, but he can come back and say, well, actually, I did this within that period. Now I'm recouped. I want to make some more money. I want some more ownership.
This seems like a lot of money.
Yes,
and it seems
lot.
a bit premature for a record that hasn't even charted yet.
For a hook.
That's what I said yesterday. It seems like a lot. Unless they heard something that we haven't heard as of yet, unless he has another artist that we don't know of. But
they just a bunch of old hype beasts in the Def Jam building.
Yeah, I was ready to say, but like, what's the last thing that Def Jam has really done though? Like did they have any popping artists in the last what?
It's a great question. Just
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I think wasn't the Snoop Dogg? They brought Snoop Dogg in to do some stuff, right?
I think that was over.
I mean,
I think Snoop left when they go do Death Row.
I'm saying that's the last time I heard about them, honestly, news wise.
What young artists and like who's popping right now on Def Jam?
And I will say,
what have they done?
Too.
Great question.
Are you looking it up? You see anything?
I don't.
G3 pops up.
G3.
Tweaker.
Well, I will say, so I asked that same question. I'm like, this not a little premature.
Coco Jones.
Coco Jones.
Okay.
They came up last year with
R&B
LL.
singer.
Okay.
They came up with, I'm trying to think when I seen Def Jam reps up here. Recently too. Somebody was recently. That's probably Money Long when they came up recently.
But see, that's still R&B artists. You know what I'm saying? Like singers. Like they probably putting all of this on him because they like I said yesterday, they saying all these celebrities and they probably seeing the future of all the remixes too.
Yeah.
Isn't G Herbo with Def Jam? Is G Herbo?
I don't know.
I'm not for sure, but I will say
Money Long is though.
Money Long, yeah.
Like for me, I was like the same thing y'all was saying, but I will say yesterday when we broke that story in this room, that news went so crazy so fast. I think part of it was people didn't believe it. It was like, what? And then another part of it is he's a conversation point. And what I was told is like normally in a situation like this, when you come and you have that type of influence, a label will not just look at, okay, what songs are going to chart. It's like, yo, what the brand deal's looking like, how what the sync's gonna look like. That they can make money and recoup other ways off of it.
You think G3 signed to 360? That's what you're trying to say?
I don't know for sure. I'm just saying that sometimes this is how they can look at it. But I mean, look,
I wouldn't sign a 360 if I was him because he's still a ball player, and so he still might have other endorsements and stuff in the future, maybe.
But there's other ways, like Armani White that signed a Def Jam. You might not have heard his record in a minute, but I hear it all through the playoffs. So they use it for licensing.
Yeah,
Benny the Butcher signed there. Big Sean is signed there.
And licensing is a part of his deal. Like that is a part of this deal. I do know that.
Buju Banton is signed there.
Oh wow.
Coco Jones, Connie Diamond.
All I know is we putting Jess in the studio. Okay, we got a record to record.
What's up.
We gotta get this money.
Friday is there. R&B Singer Friday.
We gotta get a little more.
Of course, Jadakiss. I'm trying to think anybody else. Janae Aiko.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I mean,
Lady London.
So like Jess said, what have they done in a minute? Pretty much.
What have you done for me lately?
You know.
Well, in other news, real quick, Caitlin Clark. Some sad news with Caitlin Clark. She's okay, but there was a 55-year-old man who's actually just been arrested on Sunday for felony stalking. When it comes to her, he was arrested in Indianapolis on Sunday after he repeatedly kept sending her threats, sexually violent messages, and other messages on social media. He sent her different tweets. These tweets happened from December 16th to January 2nd. Basically, he actually traveled to Indianapolis. Police tracked his IP and saw that he was in Indianapolis, went and did a welfare check. They basically told him like, yo, cool out. You're scaring her. She's scared. She said like, yo, she's had to change her public appearance because of these tweets and things that you're sending her. And the tweets still continue. So they went back, they arrested him. And some of them, they're saying some of these tweets, they wouldn't a lot of outlets didn't mention the actual tweets, but they're saying some of them alluded to things that were like sexual battery. So
yo, I'm tripping. You said said Caitlyn Clark. I'm over here.
Yeah,
Caitlyn Jenner. I'm like, change his appearance again? But I did not know. When you said Indianapolis, I'm like, oh, Shorty. He talking about Shorty. Okay. Like, why are we doing this story about this?
You went back to Bruce? I'm Bruce now.
Yeah, to change his appearance. He changed it back.
Went back to where, Jess?
Okay, I'm sorry. So I'm glad that she
That is convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Caitlyn
right.
Clark. I got you.
Y'all get on my nerves.
Okay.
All right. That was Jess with the mess.
All right. Yo.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna be Bruce today. Caitlyn got a stalker.
When we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. It's the Breakfast Club.
Sorry, don't let people gonna get y'all.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, I just want to salute to all the women out there. And the reason I'm saying this, yourself included, Jess, the way you women walk in heels is amazing. I'm going to tell you why. No.
He tried.
No.
That nigga tried.
It didn't sound like you was going to say, I could never. I can't do it. It's crazy.
As I was saying, I had the DJ the other day and I had my hard bottom shoes on, right? And I tried to be sexy wearing those socks so you could see my little ankle, right? And it rubbed the back of my skin off my shoe.
Oh.
And my foot, first of all, I had to take my shoes off. Like, I'm like, like to this point right now.
The back of your foot.
What?
Yeah.
It's on fire. My wife was like, you see, that's karma for making me rush every time we walk and you like, hurry up. And you see, I'm trying to walk with my high heels. Yeah, so salute to all you women out there that high heels, that when y'all be walking on a cobblestone, y'all be walking far and y'all be fighting. I had a little minute of how that felt.
Yo,
I think you put the heels on.
Yo, shut up, man. Shut up.
A bigger question is hard bottoms for adults?
Shoes.
You know, the hard bottoms for babies.
No, hard bottoms for shoes.
Oh, you got, all right, I want to see them in
dress
adult
shoes?
form.
Dress shoes. I call them the hard bottoms.
All right, we call them slippery arrows in Baltimore.
No, the hard bottoms.
Okay, slippery arrows.
Slippery Euros.
Slippery Earls, like Earl. Yeah, but slippery Earls.
Who the hell was Earl?
Just an old fresh nigga from church. Like, he used to always be in church. We call them slippery arrows. He also had on the hard bottom shoes.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you
hard
bottoms.
Nah, like, you know, the Christian Louboutin, you know, dress shoes. The dress shoes.
Cool. I'm thinking about the shoes that Jermaine Dupri had on in the Super Bowl with Usher.
Those are hard bottoms, but Daddy, I ain't wearing those, though.
Yeah,
I ain't wearing those.
Baby hard bottoms.
I ain't wearing those.
Hey, yo.
All right, when we come back, we got the positive note. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a salute to Rashad and Troy from Earn Your Leisure to stop through their new book, You Deserve to Be Rich, is out right now. Make sure you go get it.
Absolutely. Salute to my guys, Rashad Bilal and Troy Millings, man. Yeah, great read. I mean, if you like the podcast, the Earn Your Leisure podcast, you'll love this book. And if you don't like the podcast, you'll love this book.
Yeah, I think I'm honestly going to go on record and say that's the first book that I actually will say, yo, all right, I'm going to read that. But I'm not. I think I'm going to listen. They got it on audiobook, right?
I'm sure they got it on audiobook, yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of important things in that book.
Yeah, salute to those brothers. Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do. Yes, I do. The positive note is simply this, man. It comes from Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. Judge yourself, not others, okay? Because when you judge another, you do not define them. You define yourself. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?